problems trying to sleep? That's my problem all the time. So, since I have this graph debug thing, I end up doing these. I end up getting up and coming out and making stuff. And I'm revamping my new, my resurrected shop, so why not? Start making these little guys. And I made this one. Now this one made me nervous because I didn't think it was going to work. Couldn't fit. Now, normal people, in my opinion, they get up and they get a bottle of, not a bottle, a cup of chamomile tea. You know, the sleepy time tea. Me, no. I get up, come out, get on the sewing machine, and I start making stuff. It's because my brain doesn't shut off very well. That's probably why I have insomnia. Now, I didn't have insomnia as a kid, but I did sleepwalk. Drove my mother crazy. But the funniest thing about it was, she didn't know that I knew I was sleepwalking. A lot of people, when they sleepwalk, they don't know they're doing it. I'd sleepwalk all through the house, and the next morning I could tell you exactly what I did. Yeah, that drove my mom crazy too. I don't know if it's because I was the oldest that made me sleepwalk, or it's just because I was messed up in the head early on. It could be why. And turbans type of hats aren't my thing, but since this one turned out, I'll just make some more. The next time I'm not able to sleep. Sometimes when we can't sleep, we go outside, take a walk. Well, maybe you don't, but I do. And the craziest things keep me from sleeping. I have a vegetable garden, right? And we also have deer. This place where I live is like smack dab in the middle of Deer Central. And the first year I planted my garden, well, I didn't plant my vegetable garden because I don't like the prices at the grocery store because they're too high in the summertime. So I figured I'll grow my own. So I'm growing my own veggies, and I go out one morning and my cucumbers are gone, my squash is gone. By gone, I mean all the big leaves that come on the plants, they're gone. And I think to myself, okay, what ate them? Well, my wonderful husband, who knows these things about the area since he's lived here longer than I have, he goes, oh, the deer got into your garden. I go, deer? Well, the deer don't eat my garden. So that made me mad. Now, I like deer. I just don't like that they eat my stuff. So, that I can get some sleep, I went the very next day and I bought a bunch of rosemary plants because I read online that deer don't like rosemary. They don't, because it's so pungent. I mean, you walk past it within 3 feet and you can smell it. And then that way the deer can't smell my stuff. So I got rosemary. And I got them looking like a hedge. And the deer won't come past them, and so now I have a garden. But there's one spot that we have to have when you have a garden so that you can get into the garden to pull the weeds and pick the fruiting of it and harvest. And I don't have a gate. And I went to bed last night thinking, just about to fall asleep and going, damn, what about the deer? They're going to eat my garden. Oh, damn it. So I get up, I go put on my shoes, throw some clothes on, I go out. This is 3 o'clock in the morning, y'all, because I want my vegetables to survive the deer. And I go outside and I make a barricade at the opening where I normally walk through to pick my vegetables. And then I come back in the house. Well, now I'm fully wide awake, total insomnia in full swing, and I think, oh God, now what? I can't unwind. I'm so keyed up because I'm worried about the damn deer that I start making stuff. So I start making headbands. And while I'm making the headbands, I think, you know, I should make more of those turban hats. I have to make shorts for my husband. So my brain is going 500 miles an hour. It's no amount of chamomile tea is going to help me go to sleep. No sleepy time tea. So what I do, I keep sewing. Now, if I'm not sewing, I'm taking out a sketch pad and I'm painting or drawing something. I'm trying to perfect my portrait drawing because I'm kind of rusty on that. And then I start thinking, it's like, this is nuts. You should just go and go to sleep. It's like, fine. And isn't it always the case that when you finally decide, yeah, I'm going to go in and go to sleep, go in, kick all your clothes off, because I'm very hot in nature, so it's like I may as well sleep on top of the bed. I get in the bed, and I'm just about to go off, and guess what? Ladies, you got it. Your husband or your significant other or whoever you share your bed with starts either talking in their sleep, making weird noises, or they turn over and decide they want to have some intimate time. Well, fortunately for me, this was not the case for the intimate stuff, but the noises that were coming out. And I thought to myself, what's he dreaming about? Now that's got me still awake. Guess what? 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm still wide awake. And I don't know what to do with myself. I mean, if I'm wide awake, I need to do something. So, you know, insomnia is good, and then it's bad. The bad part is, it takes you 3 days to recover. Or at least for me. It takes 3 days for me to recover from not having one night of bad sleep. Or not having any sleep. Because that means I end up being up for 48 hours plus. But, the upside of insomnia is, for us creative people, we get more creative. And we create things. And we get satisfaction from the creating. And then it's kind of like, you know what it's like? It's like, seriously? It's like taking a drug or taking a really sweet glass of southern sweet tea. And that's sugar. And it gets you all jacked up. And then all of a sudden you crash. Boom! And when you crash hard. Yep, that's exactly what it's like. So that's the pluses, pros and cons, whatever the hell you want to call it. So, it's going to take me 2 more days to catch up on my sleep deprivation. Now there is it's called a sleep deficit. And if you've ever had a sleep deficit, it's no fun unless you're creative. Then it's kind of fun. I didn't make earrings while I was being sleep deprived because I didn't want to mess up the earrings. At least with the sewing stuff, I got tons of fabric, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm going to make more. I got plenty more to do. I mean, I could have made these. I could have made, you know, some more necklaces and stuff. And it takes a lot of preparation. But when you're an insomniac, like I am, you don't want a whole lot of prep because it's kind of like you have to prep for insomnia. So the day before you might possibly be having a episode of insomnia, you cut all this stuff out. Like for me, sewing, it's cut all the patterns out, print them all out, get them downloaded, and get them ready to pin on the fabric because you know damn right well that as soon as you try to put your head on that pillow, you're going to have to wake up and actually do something. So why not have everything in there ready for you to go? That's just my take. So, for us who are crafty, with insomnia, this is pros and cons. Best part is, you always have something good come out of it. Because when I can't sleep, I create, I make stuff, and then I can teach other people how to make stuff. So, if you're having a sleepless scenario, whatever your strength in, like what you love to do, except for fishing, do not, whatever you do. But just because you can't sleep doesn't mean you get in a boat, you go out on a lake, and you go fishing. You might drown. You might fall asleep fishing and fall in the water, and then whoop, whoop, you're done. So, I wouldn't suggest fishing if you're in an insomniac. But, crafty stuff, it's pretty safe. At least, this is my book. I mean, I had all kinds of crafty ideas in my head that drive me bonkers. And then I got to worry about lighting and this and that and other thing. But you know what? When the day's over, when I finally pass out, All I get to do is turn around and do it all over again. All I have to do is have a husband that makes weird noises and talks in his sleep.